Good morning, YouTube, and welcome back to Jesse's Garage. We're excited to have you. I got to tell you, you thought you were going to see me the next time on our 1-year anniversary. Well, I thought it was this Friday, but apparently I was wrong. It's actually next week. So I thought, well, hey, I don't want to go that long without shooting a video. And so I thought maybe I'd go through and kind of give you a tool haul that is just plumb crazy. I got to tell you, my goodness. Now, this didn't all come from one tool haul. There's actually several different ones, but I just been kind of setting it aside and thinking I'm going to do a video. So I thought, well, hey, I better get on it and do it now while the opportunity calls for it. So are you ready for this plumb crazy video? Yeah, it's all about plumb tools. I got to tell you, well, for the most part. So we'll kind of take a look at those. Let's get the camera turned around and let's get going because we got quite a bit to go through. All right, here we go. Okay, we got the camera turned around. Let's start taking a peek real quick. Let me show you the first tools that we have. I was able to meet a gentleman. His name was Mike. And I got to tell you, that gentleman was so nice. He ran this ad on Facebook Marketplace, and he said, hey, I have some tools, some plumb tools, and I made contact with him. Asked him, hey, can we make a deal? And he said, yeah, come on over and take a peek first and see if it's even anything you want. So I said, okay. So I did. And I got to tell you, that guy was so nice. And man, he let me kind of take a peek in his garage. And he has these old antique cars that are just sweet as all get out. So Mike, I hope you're listening. I know this has been a couple months ago already, but I thought, well, I'm going to bring this out. Well, one of the things that he had was some old tools that he's had for a long time. And I think he, if I remember right, I think he said that even belonged to his dad. Or his grandfather, one of the two. But anyways, as we go through and we look at this 1/2-inch ratchet that we have here, and man, this thing is smooth as all get out. My goodness, I mean, look at that. I can turn this thing barely even moves. Now it's got some weight to it for sure, but notice it has that plumb, that pebble finish right there for the plumb name. And then of course they got their logo that they have there. But my goodness, that was clean as all get out, right? And so I love that. So Mike had that as he had it in a bundle. And so he also had a couple wrenches. And so as we go through and look at this, it's an old plumb as well. You can see it right over here. And so it's a double box wrench. And so it's 1151 incidentally. He also had this extension. And so a 5461 1/2-inch extension with the holes that go through this side. So that is cool as all get out. Let's see, he also had another plumb wrench. So you can see this one here is 1139. And so it's 3/4 inch on this side, and it is 7/8 on this side. On top of that, he had a few more things, I believe. Let's see here. I think he had a breaker bar, if I'm not mistaken. And so I think this is the one that he had for himself there. So it's a WF20. And so you can see, man, look how clean that bad boy is. Isn't that nice? Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. And so there's that. And then I think he had a couple more things here. And so as we're going through and looking at this, he had a whole rail of sockets. Now this is my rail. The rail that it came with was one of those older ones, and really kind of like mine a little bit better. But as we went through and looked at this, we have all of these sockets. Now some of them have seen a little better days, but nevertheless, 1 1/16 over here on this side, and they go all the way down. Let's see what the smallest is. And so it's a 7/16. And then we also have one swivel socket as well. And the swivel socket, incidentally, is a 6-point at that. And so this, let's see here, this one is a, let's see if we can find it on this side, 11/16. And so, my goodness, this is what we got from Mike. And so we love that. So thank you very much, Mike. One more piece that Mike had over there. And so part of the reason why I went over to get it was not only this that we have here, but also he had this this tool here, and you'll notice on the bottom side, if I'm thinking correctly, yeah, it's a Plomb. And so it's a valve grinding wrench. And so that number is the 6734. And notice that it has July the 9th, 1935. If I'm not mistaken there, I think that's the way it's reading. So this bad boy goes back a little ways. And so, you know, it has the spring loaded on this side, and it has that socket on this side as well. And so, my goodness, that is a first for our collection. We do not have this in our collection at all. And so I thought, man, we got to pick that bad boy up, right? And so that's got to be a keeper for us as we get going. And so I love that. I'm going to put this extension over here on this side to make us a little bit more room and go from there. All right. So that's what we got from Mike. The rest of it, until we get to the end, is just stuff that I picked up along the way. So check this bad boy out. So as we come over here and we go all the way out, man, this thing is probably a 24-inch extension. And so this one here, when we turn it, let's see if we can find it. There it is right there. It's a WF36 Plomb that we see right here. And so a half-inch, a 24-inch extension, I believe. Man, look how long that bad boy is, right? So I don't have one that long, I don't believe. So I thought that was kind of a neat find there. Let's see here. I also found in my hunt a Plomb breaker bar. So this is a half-inch breaker bar. And so you'll notice it probably needs to be cleaned up just a little bit, but not too bad. This thing is pretty nice, actually, right? And so this thing is a 5468. And so as you can see, this extension is even longer than our breaker bar that way. And so that's pretty good. I'll move that extension over because I keep bumping it. All right, let's see here. Found a few more wrenches right along the way as well. This one is a pebble back wrench, or the backing is pebble finish. And so 7/8, 11/16 double box end. So these are, they have that smooth, flat finish. This is that pebble finish. And so here's another one with that smooth finish. So this one actually is part of a different collection, 1224 Plomb, I believe, because this is 1100 series. This is a 1200 series that we have. So that's another one there. And this one here, let's see. Oh, I think I had it the right way. And so this is a Plomb, and then this is a 1200 series as well. So both of those go together. So that's cool. All right, and so let's kind of continue on down the road here, and let me show you some sockets. And so notice we got this swivel socket here. So it's a Plomb 9/16, and so WF76. So goodness, put that right back there with some more of these other sockets. I think this is a WF76 as well. And so this is probably 5/8. So there is a little bit of difference there. So this is 5/8 inch drive. Oh no, wait, this is WF75 and this is WF76. Yeah, so we can see it there. So there's the difference. Some of these I've already cleaned up, like this one I cleaned up, this one I didn't do anything with. So nevertheless, we got those. Okay, so we got two different ones there. It looks like they're kind of in order. This is a WF24, but this one actually is not a socket. It's just a swivel extension. And so that's nice. All right, got a few more as we get going here. Let's look at these. Let's see here. I cleaned up this one already. Let's see here. This one is a Plomb as well, but this is a deep well. And so 50/20, I believe it is. And so 5/8 inch deep socket. So that's nice. Here's another swivel extension. And so the 5270, I think that's probably what this other one was, I think. And so we have that there. Okay, let's see here. Got some more extensions. Now these are not swivel, but these are just some miscellaneous ones that we picked up. And so you'll notice this one here is a 5260, and my goodness, little half inch or 3/8 inch is very, very clean. So we love that. Here's another one here. Now this one is a 3/8 inch drive as well, but notice this one does not have the pass-through hole on this one. I imagine that they could use it as a little breaker bar, and so slide through. 5260 on this one. What did we say this one was? Let's see here, 5260, but two different looks here, right? And so probably two different time frames when they had that. So this one looks like probably a little 10-inch extension. And so here we are. It looks like this one is a WF18. And so this one needs to be cleaned up as well. But my goodness, we're happy to have that in the bunch. Here's a little 1/4 inch. And so this one is a Plomb 5701 or 61, something like that. I have to kind of look that up there, but so that's kind of a little golden piece right there that we have. Let's see here. Let's knock out some of these other wrenches. That way we can be done with wrenches. And then we'll get into, actually, I'll tell you what, let's knock out some of these sockets real quick here. And so we'll show you what we have in regards to some 3/8 inch drive. And so this is a WF27. And so 3/8 size. And then this is a WF29. So that's kind of going along that line. Now those were 12-point. Notice this one is a 6-point. And so 3/8, and this is a 4712. So it's a little bit different. And then this one here is 3/8, and this one is the WF14. And so I'll put that right over there on that side. Let's see here. I think I got one more 3/8 inch drive that I cleaned up. This is a WF31, it looks like here. So, but my goodness, this one cleaned up nice, didn't it? All right, so there's that. Let's see, I have a couple more sets of sockets. Let's see if we can bring them out over here real quick. And let's see what we have. And so we see 5432. This is a 1-inch. So we're just going to start that there. And then let's see if I can kind of go down, keep them in order here. And so notice how this one cleaned up as well. 5430. And then it looks like the next one down is this one here. 5426. So there's that one. And then this one is 54, I'm thinking it's 5426, so same size. This is the next size down, 5424. And then the next one from there, this one is a different series. This is 6523. Now notice that this one is a 6-point. So that is different there. This is probably going back to our 5414. So this probably goes in there, and then that would be independent there. All right, our next set of sockets that we have, let's go through and bring these over, and let's take a look at these as well. So because we got another set that we picked up along the way. And so I know, just crazy, right? 5432, so that's kind of matching right up in that area there. So this one is 5432, so the same size. Next size down at 5430. So between both of these, we're going to be able to make some sets coming on, right? And so that is kind of cool. And then 5426. So we got some dupes in here, but my goodness, we could always build those. 5624, and then this one is the 5419. Did I say that wrong? 5424, and this is 5419. All right, so that's what we got socket-wise for you. Let's run through a few of these wrenches, and then let's see what else we have here in our Plomb Crazy Day, and so, or video. And so here we are. This is a double box, a WF80, and so my goodness, that is cool, right? So we just got them random here, so we'll just pull them out one by one. Notice the stamping on here is kind of crooked. That's kind of different, right? Double box in as well. And so here's another double box in. And so WF81. And so 9/16 1/2 inch. let's see here, another double box, and same thing, WF81. So those are kind of a dupe. We got a double open on this one, 30-35, so 3/4 inch and 11/16. So we have that. That's good. All right, and then this one here, notice this one is has that offset there. So this is the 61 or 81/60, 3/8 inch, and then 7/16. And so that is unique for us in this particular pile. This is a WF80, another double boxing. Man, we got a lot of double boxing, didn't we? Check that out. I didn't even recall that. And so here's another double open end. And so probably a 30-21 maybe. It needs to be cleaned up, but that would go there. And then this one here is another Plomb double open end. And so this was a 30-18. But look how clean that bad boy is, right? That's nice. All right, so we have that. Okay, so in regards to what else we have coming up next, we'll show you a few of these, and then we're going to get into a couple ratchets. So you'll notice that on this one here, I found this old screwdriver as I was out and about. And so let's see if I can get the orientation right. Yeah, Plomb, as you can see there. And so if it has more writing, I don't, made in USA, but I don't, oh, here we go. 9704, it looks like. It has that striking cap. Now this one has seen better days, man. This thing is kind of missing out some wood right here. Right there, you can especially see that part there. And so as we're going through and looking at that, nothing we can do about that portion there. But, and also you'll notice that this thing has probably been ground on, it feels like. So I don't know, we'll clean it up, maybe shape it up a little bit, but that's about all we can do on this one here. Okay, so there you go. We got a screwdriver that adds into our little bundle here. So scoot that right over there, put that there. All right, we also found a speeder bar here, and so as we're going through, we can see the naming on this one, WF23, and so 3/8 inch drive, and the handle, the top portion of the head of it spins really freely, so that is a awesome find to our collection. Okay, let's see here. We're going to go through and look at some ratchets now. So let me kind of move some of these over, and then we'll take a peek and show you what we found here. So one of the ratchets we found was this Plomb flat handle. And so as we go through and look at it over here, made in the USA. And then this one is a WF8. And so you can tell it probably needs a little bit of oil, at least it feels like it, but there's an oil port down there. But yeah, there we go. WF8 that we have here. And so how nice is that, right? Check this one out. So I went through and I bought an auction. And when I went there, I said, hey, do you have anything else that didn't sell? She goes, yeah, we have a garage full. You can go in and dig through the stuff that's in there. I went digging. I pulled out a whole box. And I think I got the whole box full of tools for $12. There was a bunch of miscellaneous stuff. But inside there was this Plomb. Now you can see that somebody's been in it because there's a flat head on this side and a Phillips head on this side. And so, but it's a pebble handled, and somebody's painted this one, but it works smooth as all get out. My goodness, check that out. So we love that, right? And so this is a 5749. Now this one's got some tattooing on it. I think it says Lil or something like that, or IIL or DIL, Dill. And so it has a little bit of tattooing, but that's all right. We're just building collections, right? So we have that. Let's see, right along the fashion of this one right over here, we got another flat handle. And so this one is in really nice condition though. So WF8 needs to be clean, but nevertheless, there we go. We got both of those. And then as we go through and look at this one, a 4749 round handled ratchet. And this bad boy is smooth. Wow. Love that, right? And so now this one says made in the USA, but notice it also says KC. I need to look at that. What does KC stand for? Do some of you guys know out there what that stands for? And if you do, put it down in the comments. I'm not familiar with that stamping on there. All right, let's see here. Also found another one out in the wild that's just kind of crunchy a little bit as far as the look of it. But as we go through, let's see if we have anything on this side. Doesn't look like it, I don't think. Nothing on this side. It does say Plomb here, and so we see that clearly. It says made in the USA. Now, if it does have some stamping, it does have something down there, doesn't it? Is that, I can't read it, WF something. So I don't think we have this size. These were WF8s, I think. Yeah, an 8. So I don't know what this one is, WF something. So, but anyways, this is 3/8 inch drive. And so we have that one there. Let's see here, on top of that, we have another round handled. And so this is 5249 Plomb round handled with the knurling on that. Now this one has came with the socket on it. And so, my goodness, but this one, smooth, smooth, smooth as all get out. So we love that, right? So we got that as well. So we'll put that one right there. And then I stopped by on my way back from Dodge City when I was out that way, and I was digging through a box, and man, this thing has seen better days. Wow, look at that. What do you think about that bad boy? So they were missing some screws. I don't know what happened, but man, they took some wire and they got inventive. Check that out. They ran it through where the screws were, and then they came through, and or they actually ran it through the bottom side, came up from the top side, and came back around and tied it off. Man, what do you think about that? You know, I thought, well, I can fix that, and I'm thinking, you know what? I like it just the way it is. I want to leave this one just like that. Because I got some other ones already, right? And so, but do I have one that somebody really had to put the ratchet back together? No, I don't. And so, man, I love it, love it, love it. So that is a cool find, I think. All right, so we got that. Let's see here. I'm going to show you some other pieces that we got, and then let's kind of go from there, right? And so I was out there and I responded to a Facebook ad, and when I did, I said, hey, I see you got some sockets out there. And this gentleman lived like 45 minutes, an hour away, something like that. And I said, hey, I think you got some sockets. I would love to go through and to come check them out and maybe make a deal. And so he said, yeah, come on out. So we did. And man, check out this bad boy. A 5564 3/4 inch Plomb socket. Wow, 2 inch in size. Look at this bad boy. Now I cleaned them up. Now I told you I wasn't going to do that, but I cleaned this up before I told you I wouldn't do that. Because remember we're going to do a tool haul and then clean up some of the tools or one of the tools. But this is I had already done this, and so but my goodness, look at that, a 2 inch bad boy here. And so I'm going to scoot this right over here, get it barely in the frame, I think. See if I can kind of scoot everything aside. So we got a 2 inch there, and then we also got 1 7/8 inches. My goodness, right? And so how cool is that? And so as we go through and look at a few more that we have, this guy had a set of Plomb 3/4 inch. This is 1 11/16. And so, man, and then this one is 1 3/4 inch. Wow, look at that. And then, see, this one here is, 1 5/8 inches. So I'm just going to start lining them up towards the front here. And so this one is 1 9/16. And so here we go. We're coming around the bend. So watch out, because, man, we got some sockets coming your way. And all of these are 3/4 inch. So 1.5 inches. So 55/48. And then they drop down a little bit shorter, 1 7/16. I'm going to put this bad boy right over here. And then the next one down is 1 3/8. And then we got, what is this one here? 1.25 inches. I don't want to hide my beautiful ratchets, so I'm going to put those right over here. And so we got that. And then we got 3 more. Man, all of this is a set. And so 3/4 inch plumb set. Now, you may remember I have that 3/4 inch plumb ratchet. And so, my goodness, that's the reason why I felt like I had to get this deal, right? And so the last one here, 55/34 inch and 11/16. And so, wow, there you go. That's what we have in this haul here. Now, here's what's interesting. When I was talking to the guy, he said, hey, you know what? You're a plumb collector? I have an old wrench I think I would like you to have. And he just offered it to me and gave it to me. And check this out, 1 inch and 5/16, and it is the pebble finish. Wow. Now, you know, I got a whole collection of pebble finish just like this combination wrench, but I did not have this size. The gentleman's name is Cassidy. And so Cassidy, if you're watching, oh, my friend, thank you so much. I love this wrench so much because it completes the collection, and also it has this pebble finish. It's just my favorite finish out of all the tools that are out there. But can you believe that? You know, I bought the sockets. I went out there and bought that, and he just gave me the wrench. Now, you know, he said, hey, I want you to have it. But then he said, oh man, that's the only size I have. This is the only one I have in this size. And I said, oh man, I get it. But he ended up letting me take it. We talked a little bit. I said, you know what? I think I have another 1 inch and 5/16. I said, how about if I trade you? He goes, yeah, that'll work as long as I have one, because he works on big equipment. And he let me take it home for free, just on a trust. Can you believe that, Cassidy? Now, you know, we text back and forth every now and then. Whenever he makes it here to Wichita, I told him, come on over, let's look and see what I have, and we'll replace that wrench for you. But man, how cool is that? Well, not only was he cool enough to do that, but my goodness, check this out. He had a box of old wrenches that were rusted up like crazy. I'm going to show you what they look like in just a minute. But I went ahead and I cleaned up a few of them. And so you'll notice this one here. It's a J.H. Williams. And so it has that diamond logo on it. But now, my goodness, look at that wrench. And it cleaned up nice, didn't it? And so that was one of them. He also had this Williams. And this one also has that diamond logo on it as well. And so this one cleaned up really nice. And I'm going to show you what they look like in just a moment. But not only that, I cleaned up 4, and he just gave these all to me. He said, hey, you do cleanups and restores? Here, just take them with you. And so, man, goodness, look at that. All for these sockets, he's loaded me up with all this other stuff. 7/8 and 13/16. It's a 2229. It's the P&C. Now, this is that round stock that we have here with a little bit of an offset even. And so, my goodness, wow, that is a beaut because, and I know Unwired was giving me a hard time when I said I have a little bit of a P&C collection going on, but I do. I have one. And so that was cool. Well, I didn't know this, but check this out. Man, when I was cleaning up some of these wrenches, this was a 2512. It's an old Snap-on. And my goodness, check that out. Wow. Now, you know, true as it is, I have some older Snap-on, but I do not have this wrench. And so, my goodness, look at that. With that little dash right there at an angle. My goodness. I went and looked up this wrench. It dates back to 1927. 1927 is how old this old Snap-on is. Wow. What do you think about that? Man, now real quick before I get to the last bit of our Plomb collection that we picked up, I'm going to show you what these wrenches look like, okay? Let me go grab them. Okay, so this is what they look like, and actually worse because I already took this one a bath. I just haven't wire wheeled it or anything. But when we talk about this old Williams, remember this is the way it cleaned up, but this is literally the way it looked. I mean, look at that. Man, is that a beautiful wrench? That is just gorgeous, right? Well, I have no doubt as we get going, this wrench is going to clean up just like that. Wow. So now you can have an appreciation for what they look like whenever they get cleaned up versus what they look like somewhat whenever I brought them home. Now this one here, my hands are a little bit dirty, but man, you could barely touch it and your hands were totally brown with rust. So anyways, so that's part of what one of the wrenches look like. Let's see here. There was 3 extra ones that I did not clean up. And so this one here is an old Fairmount USA. And yes, I do have some Fairmount. And so as we go through and look at this one, man, I'm looking forward to getting that cleaned up. So there's some neat stuff, neat history there. But this one, check this one out. An old industrial. Check out the lines in that indentation there. Chicago, USA. Man, look at that stamping. It's just gorgeous, right? And so it's 1 1/4 inch. And then this one here, let's see if we can read it. 1 7/16 inch, it looks like. And so, wow, I am in love with this wrench. I don't have an industrial that is this big. I have a bunch of industrial, but I don't have any they're huge like this. And then this stamping on here, man, that thing just came alive. That is going to be one beautiful wrench, I got to tell you. All right, well, we're almost done. Let me show you the last few pieces that we pulled out of this for our Plomb Crazy Haul. Now, you'll notice that this one here is a Plomb, and you'll notice that it is a Plomb USA, but it's a 5486. Now notice that it has a knurling down here, but it has that little short breakover right there. It's a breaker bar. Man, with that little right angle on it. Man, that is a first. I do not have that in our collection. And so I'm really excited to have that one as well. So that is neat. A few more things that I thought were really cool. We'll show you a few of these, and then we'll be done with our Plomb Crazy Haul. Another screwdriver, but this one's a little flathead, and so this one, it looks like, if I'm reading that right, 9701. And so as we go through, you can see the plumb up there, and so that's cool. It has a metal cap on it, the wood handle. So I think this one is going to clean up nice, and the driver itself still in really nice condition. So wow, look at that. So put that one just right there. I found some feeler gauges as I was going out and about on my hunt, and so check that out. Now I cleaned these ones up already, and that was a job and a half, by the way. But Plomb, and so wow, I do not have feeler gauges in the Plomb series, and so that was neat as well. I stopped by a garage sale, and this gentleman, they were these 2 guys. They were selling the stuff for their father who was in the house. And so check out these little ignition pliers here. So it's a number 235, made in the USA. Wow, man, that is a first for me too, I believe. And so we have that one. Okay, we got 3 more pieces, and then we are done. So let me show you what I found here. And so I found a key. And so we all seen these, and I think this one still has the tag on it, obviously. But it's Whitlock Company, Wichita, Kansas. But it says Plomb on it. And this little keychain screwdriver, I've been on the hunt for one of these for so long, it's not even funny. And so, my goodness. Now, remember, I found that other one that was a snap-on, and then I found one that was proto, but I've been looking for a Plomb, and finally, I was at an estate sale, and I happened to look inside their little display box, and sure enough, and it even says Wichita, Kansas. And so, how cool is that, right? And so, as we go through and look at that, although I kind of wonder, Is that a WH? It is. I need to look in that up and see if there's an actual town that's called that. WHICHITA. Because if it is Wichita, it's supposed to be WICHITA. I just now noticed that. Huh. I'll look that up and see if there's an actual town in Kansas called that. But nevertheless, check that out. Wow, is that gorgeous or what? Man, now if you look on eBay, these things go for like $25 to $45, something in that range. And so for us to find that, I thought, wow, that is cool as all get out. Love that. Love it. Love it. All right. I was out at a garage sale because, you know, I'm all over the place. And check out this little hammerhead. And so it actually came with a handle on it, but it was not correct. And so it was just a generic handle. But look at this little body hammer. Man, look at that. And so now we look over here. Check that out. Wow. Is that beautiful? Number 1428. And so, my goodness. Now I went ahead and cleaned this one up. So this one says USA and then manufactured on that side. But I cleaned it up. And what I did is that I got it all nice and cleaned up. And then I blued this. And then the only thing I left, I just kind of left this with a little bit of sheen and a little bit of that on the sheen. That was it. What do you think about that? Is that a find or is that a find? I love it. Love it, love it, love it. All right, so we have that. So I don't even know where to put all this bad boy stuff. Man, this is just gold. All right, the last piece that I was able to find for our Plomb Crazy collection that we have here. Check out this wrench. It's a C1112. And it's a Plomb, USA, Plomb, Los Angeles. And then it says 9C at the end. Now, what makes this pretty unique, this is one of the very early versions of that. Now, you'll notice 3/4 inch on this side, 11/16 inch on this side. But more importantly, when you're looking at some of these other wrenches, what you'll notice, if I can find one here readily, and I don't have one that's open, or a combination that's right here. Maybe here's one right here. Let me dig it out for you real quick. Now these are a little bit different, but you'll get the concept here. You see how they're raised on the head of where the bolt goes, right? And so on both sides, and that's the way most of all these are. This is the first one I ever found, and I put it on the Plomb Facebook group, and they confirmed this is one of the very early versions of this. So it's a Plomb Los Angeles 9C, but it's the flat. And so, my goodness, I love this. Love it, love it, love it. And I think I paid like $3 for it. Can you believe that? $3, and I looked on eBay. This thing goes for over $100. And the prices range crazy. They range, when I looked at that time, which is a couple months ago, this thing was going for like 100 and, trying to remember here, like 125 all the way up to $175, depending on the person. Now that's what they were asking. I don't know what it actually sold for, but nevertheless, $3 fine. What do you think about that? Wow, look at that, man. You know, this Plomb hammerhead, this Plomb wrench, that key. Whew. This is our haul for you. What do you guys think? Man, is this Plomb crazy or what? All right. Do you have a favorite? Think about it for just a moment. Let me get the camera turned around real quick. Okay, here we go. Okay, we are back. Wow. What do you think about that Plomb Crazy haul? Is that crazy or what? My goodness. Man, all that 3/4 inch sockets, that Plomb hammerhead, that key, what else? Oh, that old wrench, right? All the other goodies, the stuff we got from Mike, the stuff we got from Cassidy, and then everything else in between where we just picked up along the way. Garage sales, estate sales. And guys, that's just probably in the last 30 to 60 days is where all of this has come from. And so when it rains, it pours around here on some Plomb, I guess, because for a while I wasn't seeing anything on regards to Plomb, but hey, we got it. What was your favorite? Did you have one? Put it down in the comment below. We'd love to hear that. My goodness, is there something unique or something that you don't have in your collection? Because I know some of you guys have some crazy good collections out there. So we'd love to hear it. If it's your first time here, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Also, make sure you hit that like button, please. That just really helps out the channel a whole lot. All right, that's what we got for you. Thank you so much for joining us. Really appreciate you. And until next time, we'll see you on the next video.